It was weird because it was like, what is this? So we stopped. It was my daughter and I, we was in the car, so we stopped and we looked at it. It was like, this is a robot.
It's a crime-fighting robot, and no, we are not talking about a movie. We're talking about an actual robot that is working to keep an apartment complex in the Northeast Valley safe. Gabby Hart went out to Liberty Apartments for an up-close look.
Well, it's a security robot. It might give some people flashbacks of Robocop, and it's about as big as I am. We're told that ever since this robot came to the property here at this apartment complex, the number of calls for police have significantly dropped. Westy the robot has been patrolling the Liberty Village apartment complex near Craig and Lamb since October of 2020. It's the first rental property in Nevada to introduce this kind of security robot, and it's paying off.
This property was number 3 on the highest calls for service in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Now Liberty Village isn't even in the top 10, and they say they're sure having Westy on patrol is what's keeping the criminals at bay.
It also identifies IP addresses, so if somebody's been trespassed, it lets us know that that person is on the property.
Westy comes equipped with cameras all around, along with a distress button and intercom. So if a resident pushes that button, they're immediately on the line with a human security guard. The complex also works in conjunction with Metro Police. Westy scans license plates, and if someone is wanted or has a warrant, Westy alerts property management, who in turn alert the police.
Every resident has the right to live in a crime-free, safe, and clean environment, and Westy helps contribute to that.
Westy is completely independent. It lights up at night, maneuvers around traffic, speaks English and Spanish, and makes announcements for the complex.
My name is Westy.
So what do the residents at Liberty Village think about this crime-fighting robot?
The Jetsons. We're moving into technology.
Longtime resident Stacy Taylor says when his family first saw Westy, they just stopped and stared.
It was like, this is a robot.
Thank you for coming to see us today.
I can see that it's developing to a better community.
And while we were here on property, we also learned that Westy has quite the sense of humor. We saw a young kid ask Westy, why did the chicken cross the road? And Westy answered, to get to the other side. For News 3, I'm Gabby Hart reporting.
Yeah, that's right, Reed. Not as many by a long shot. As you know, on a typical NASCAR weekend, we'd see as many as 80,000 people here in the grandstand at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But for this Sunday's Pennzoil 400, for example, the crowd size is only going to be 12,500. Even so, the staff here has been working very hard to make sure that everyone can enjoy a safe, fan-friendly environment. Before we see this at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, there'll be a lot of this. Every public area getting a deep cleaning.
We did a clean shield today here. What that does, it actually helps cover everything and kills the COVID virus. So basically the entire facility has been sprayed through the clubhouses, through the suites. Everything should be 100% sanitary.
Racetrack officials even did a fan walkthrough today, starting at the souvenir stand where transactions are cash-free. From there, fans will move to a temperature and bag check before heading to the entrance gate. Again, hands-free, with tickets displayed on the Speedway or Ticketmaster app. Once in the grandstand, fans will be able to maintain social distancing. More of the same on the club level, where tables are now 6 feet apart. Fans say it'll feel different than the huge crowds they're accustomed to, but they are still thrilled to be there.
It's going to be very different. We've camped here in the infield the last 3 years, and we're not doing that this year, and I know it's a lot less fans, so it's still going to be great.
Speedway President Chris Powell sees a bigger picture.
Certainly great for our community, not just us at the Speedway, but it's great for Southern Nevada to get things going again.
And he hopes it'll be a very different scene in the fall when NASCAR returns to Las Vegas.
I'm very optimistic that things will be different. I'd like to believe that we will have a full grandstand at the South Point 400 in September, primarily because of the vaccine.
Across Nevada, flags are flying half-staff, mourning a grim milestone.
As of today, we have lost more than 5,000 Nevadans to COVID-19.
Look into these eyes, these faces. These are loved ones, friends, and family members, victims of COVID-19.
He was a very kind and gentle person.
One of those faces is Marty Brown.
He was very active in our church. He was very active, in the community.
His wife Tracy is grieving the loss of the love of her life nearly 1 year later.
I miss him a lot.
Marty lost his battle with COVID on March 31st, 2020, making him one of the first Nevadans to succumb to the horrible virus.
And that was the worst day of my life.
And in the past 12 months, more hurt and sorrow.
I ask you to join me as we remember and honor the lives lost.
The governor stood in solidarity with state leaders, lighting a candle in their memory. But in the midst of pain, hope.
We are just so close to the end that we really can't give up.
The Southern Nevada Health District reports nearly 500,000 vaccine doses administered, and more is on the way too, says Dr. Christina Madison with Roseman University.
Because of the J&J vaccine, that's going to really help us to accelerate through the tier groups.
In the meantime, doctors urge everyone to keep vigilant. Tracy begs you to heed their advice.
If it helps save somebody from having this kind of pain in their life where their family member is gone and you never get to talk to them again, then do it.